Take 5, just like the Dave Brubeck classic. Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm back out. It's been about a month since the last time I came out. It's very late May now, pretty much the last week of autumn. Had a beautiful day here. It's been about 24 degrees. Expected to be a bit cooler overnight, somewhere around 10 or 11. Maybe to some viewers that doesn't seem particularly cold, but around here that's quite cold. In summer it's like 32, 34, 36. Humidity's in the 80s. Quite sapping really. Very hard to get out. Anyway, the walk-in today showed that the condition of the park hasn't changed. There's no evidence that, well, certainly the council hasn't done any mowing still, so I don't think I'll be disturbed. I did see a couple walking a dog on the edge of the suburb, but I don't think they came down here. Fingers crossed we won't be disturbed tonight. I'm camping in pretty much, exactly the same place that I camped last video that's been posted. It's not a bad location. The dawn chorus was beautiful last time I was here, and that's really one of the main reasons that I go camping. I have been... Ooh, there's mosquitoes inside my tent now, lots of them. So it's the same reflective mat, same self-inflating mat, same airbed, a climate airbed. I quite like that climate airbed. I've changed up to my Aegis Max down sleeping bag. It's a bit warmer than the Nature Hike summer bag I was using. Rated down to certainly 10 or 11 degrees. I have an Aegis Max bag liner and a SOL Escape bivvy, just in case it gets cold. I don't think I'll need that tonight. I've got a singlet. I've got some tracksuit pants that keep me warm. I really don't think I'll need the bivvy. I've got a jumper that I wore in, green jumper, gas bottle and a Coleman stove. My pot of pots, it's a cooking pot. There's also in there is a plastic pot which I'm going to cook my noodles in. Basically I'll boil the water, break up the noodles. Actually the bag of crushed noodles is already in that pot, and I'll put the noodles in the pot and put the water on and then close the lid. It works quite well. You don't need to boil the noodles for 5 minutes to cook them. You just put them in hot water, as long as you can keep the water hot, and that's what that lid does. It's quite a good piece of kit. It's actually meant for indoors. I've used it in the office many times. I'm using an action camera today, an old Firefly 8SE. You can tell maybe by the wider angle that I'm getting here, I can get a bit more of my campsite in without going too far away. My wife's phone broke and I've left my phone with her, so I'm on the old action camera. It's a fairly old piece of technology. From the videos I've seen on YouTube years ago, it's about the same as an old GoPro 5 or 6 in terms of the hardware and so forth. The point I'm trying to get to with regard to the action camera is I'm going to lose light very quickly, and it doesn't work in low light situations. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go out to the grassland out the front. I'll show you a bit of that, and then we'll look back into here and see if we can see the tent. So I've said before, it's very thickly wooded in here, which means I don't have to go far. We're about 15 meters away from the tent. I can see it with the naked eye. I don't think you guys can see it. It's pretty much in the center of the screen. I'm not even going to try and point it out on that action camera screen. It's just too small. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the tent now. I'm going to get ready to make dinner, which is just going to be some noodles, nothing spectacular. I think one of the fun things about camping is not having to do very much. So I've got dinner on the go. Just to turn you around. See, I've got some noodles, Coleman stove, or burner, bottle of butane, boiling some water. I use this pot to soak the noodles. Basically I pour the boiling water in that, cover the noodles and a bit more, put this lid, which is upright, so put this lid on top that way, This magnificent invention here, the Swiss Army knife, has got a pair of scissors on it. It's perfect for cutting open the little sachets that come with the noodles, the flavouring and the sauce. Of course, I got this soy sauce all over it. I'm going to pour the boiling water over that as I pour it into the cup and hopefully clean it a bit, and that'll be dinner. You can see how much water I've put in. I've filled it up 80% of the way, and I'll just let it soak. I'll put the lid back on, it'll keep it warm, soak for 5 minutes, and they should be ready to eat. I think I mentioned before at the beginning of the video that it's late May. It's like a week and a half till winter begins. I know that, you know that. The mosquitoes don't know there's a hell of a lot down here. Fortunately, I've brought some rid and I'm wearing long pants, but there's a hell of a lot around. It's going to be another painful night. I don't know if you can see them on this camera, and it's getting dark now, but you have to take my word for it, there's a hell of a lot around. Hi, it's about 9:30. It's been quite an uneventful evening. I have heard a couple of times I've heard the call of stone curlews or bush curlews. They're somewhere towards one of the roads here. I don't know how far they are away from me, 40-50 metres maybe. They have quite an eerie call. I've tried to record it a couple of times, but it's been unsuccessful. They must know that I'm about to turn the camera on and they stop suddenly. What I'll do, if I don't manage to record them, I'll put a link in the description to another video on YouTube. There must be dozens and dozens of videos recording the call of stone curlews. They're quite an eerie call, and if you don't really know what it is, if you're not familiar with it, you could perhaps be spooked by it. Fortunately for me, someone who's easily spooked, I know what that call sounds like. I'm expecting an uneventful night. The Bureau of Meteorology says there's 0 chance of rain, so it should be a nice night, probably a bit cool. There won't be any cloud cover. We're, I'd say, a week short of a full moon, so there's quite a lot of light coming through the fly of the tent. But it should be a good night. I'm going to bring you back in the morning when I'm having breakfast, but I'll bring you back if something interesting happens, but I don't really anticipate there being anything happening tonight. At least I'm looking forward to a quiet night, so all being well, I'll see you in the morning. Bye for now. Good morning. I don't know what I look like. I've had a pretty good sleep. I woke up twice, so I went to bed about 9:30, woke up about 11:30. I was awake for a while, just couldn't get comfortable. I managed to go back to sleep, woke up again about 2:30, 2:45. I was awake for a little while and then went back to sleep, and I woke up and it was 6:20. So overall I had a pretty good sleep. I didn't feel very anxious. I didn't hear the curlew again, so I'll see if it's possible to put a link to someone else's channel with or a video with a curlew, the call of a curlew. If anyone's interested, they can go across. It was a good night. I really enjoyed this camp. I was a lot more relaxed.
It's just good to be out. It's nice and quiet here this morning. It's still a bit dark. It's getting on to 7. I've managed to pack up everything inside the tent in 20 minutes. So after sort of slowly waking up, I changed out of my tracksuit pants into my trousers, put my jumper on. So here's the inside of the tent, just while I'm waiting for the water to boil. You see my rid, my cap, tripod, another coffee and my Swiss Army knife, the rest of my cutlery in that bag, my remaining bags that need to be filled. Everything else is packed away. I used that. It's packed away. The sleeping mat underneath it, tracksuit pants and a singlet, which I didn't use. I didn't use the bivvy bag, so I didn't have to pack that away. There's the sleeping bag. There's the self-inflating mat down there. Somewhere folded into that is that reflective pad. So all of that I used only took 20 minutes to pack away. There's pretty much a boil on now. Tricky. So this is the tricky part, doing this one-handed. Well, that coffee really hit the spot. Might look a mess. I'm certainly in need of a shower and a proper breakfast, and anyway, I'll be home in 3/4 of an hour at the most. Anyway, I'm going to pack up the tent now, and I'll bring you back after that. Well, I'm all packed away. I've covered the place I set up the tent as best I can. I won't say leave no trace, but it's pretty close. And as I've said before in the previous video, all the undergrowth here is weeds. I'm not too worried that I've actually pulled some out to make a bit more space for myself, but they'll grow back. Hi, I'm going to sign off now. I've really enjoyed this camp. It's been great. I've been very relaxed. Or relatively relaxed by my standards. I'm going to go home. I've got a few chores to do. The tent has got a lot of condensation in it. I'll set it up and let it dry out. The ground mat, the moisture came up overnight underneath it, and there's mud and leaves stuck to the bottom of it. It's very wet and muddy, and I'll have to hose that down. But overall, it's been a very good night. I'm going to go home and have a shower, clean up, recover, maybe have a siesta in the afternoon. But if you've gotten this far, thanks for watching, and I might catch you on another one. Okay, bye for now.